Hey everybody, welcome to the 1804 show. I'm your host, Zala Will, and just want to say to everybody who started, supporting me, watching me, all that good stuff. Just want to say thank you all, man. It's really been a blessing. It's going down tonight. Well, today, I don't really start these episodes so early, but it's going down today. Got a living legend coming, you know, R R. P. Coming to the spot, and we waiting on him to come into the live. I've been knowing this man. I've been knowing this guy since I was a kid, little kid. Strength and glory. It came today, bro. I'm representing face mask, gang, gang over here. I thought I model for y'all tonight. Man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I barely do this in the afternoon, but we doing this afternoon. But I'm finna invite him in here. We gonna have a chat. We gonna. I'm looking good in this white,
Yo,
bro. What's going on with you,
what's good, my brother?
man? Thank you for coming, man.
Thank you for inviting me. You know I had to come. I had to come. I had. It wasn't even no maybe, probably. So I had to come.
Man, thank you, man. Like I said, I've known you since I was 15, 16 years old, man. You and Adrian, man. So this is like a dream come true right here.
Yeah, man. I love what you doing. First of all, like I ain't actually told you, and I knew I was gonna tell you when I actually got to talk to you, like how proud I am because I remember all of these big ideas and things you used to have, so to actually see them starting to manifest and see you doing what you're doing and getting the response you're getting, like, I'm proud of you, bro. Like, for real. Like, yeah, that's big.
Yeah, man. I'm just trying to do what needs to be done, man. Like, because every episode I always express how losing my brother got to me, man, and how it feels like he never existed. So I always try to implement him in every episode and try to tell people how much he meant to me and stuff, and let everybody know that he didn't die in vain and all that stuff, man. Because it ain't nothing like losing your big brother, and you can relate because you have a brother and stuff like that. And I'm just trying to make sure that, wherever he's at, that he's smiling down. But like, yeah, my little brother is taking care of business. He keeping me in his life, keeping me on his platform and stuff like that. So if anything, man, I feel like I'm speaking for the voiceless, who can't express themselves and be honest and say that, this would have compelled me to where I'm at today. So
Right. Yeah, bro, that's big. That's good. You able to turn a sad and negative situation into something positive. You got to always have a positive outlook on everything in life, period. So, yeah, I know it hurt, but at the same time, look what it's doing for you. It made you stronger and it made you push harder and it made you, you know what I'm saying? So, it's always, as weird as it sounds, there's always a positive in every negative situation. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
absolutely, man. And I just wanted to, you know, learn more about you because I only know what I saw. So I want to figure Ronald out, Ronald Purifoy. I want to know about you, man. You know, I,
First
Nobody
off,
really cares
listen,
about me.
I got the first thing about Ronald Purefoy is we gonna get into it. A lot of people don't know, bro. But Ronald Pierce, I hate the name Ronald. That's why I say I hate that name with a passion. Like somebody saying Ronald to me is just like calling me scum of the earth. I hate it that much, bro. So yeah, Ronald Purefoy is just a name that Facebook would not let me change.
Hmm.
But you know, Ron P, Ronnie, any of those is fine. You call me you could call me anything but Ronald. So that's a little insight right there, a little exclusive. Exclusive.
Right, right.
Nah, but yeah, man. But yeah, ask away anything you want to know, bro. I'm open book.
Well, first off, you can start off with your background, your early life, and pretty much of just whatever you feel like discussing, man.
For sure. All right. Well, growing up is born and raised in Saginaw. Uh, upbringing. I got the this. It sounds cliche, man. I got the typical rapper story, you know.
Hmm.
But the only difference between my story and a lot of other people's story is I feel like a lot of people, you know, we've all grew up hard and we all went through things like that. And I feel like people try to make their life harder than it really was to make them, you know, to make people feel like, oh, he really from the dirt or he really, I'm really from the bottom. Like
Hmm.
whatever, like if this is the bottom right here, I'm under here somewhere. Like, you know, I came from nothing, you know, grew up and just had to, you know, make things happen and you know, always one thing about me though, even though I grew up hard and didn't have a lot and you know I struggled, I always had a positive outlook. I always had a smile on my face. You know, you would see me walking around happy and smiling and wouldn't even never knew I'm going through the worst stuff ever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just always been a positive person. I don't know where it came from. God instilled it. So I just always maintained positivity no matter what I was going through. And I think that's why I'm where I'm at now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Yeah, that's dope, man. Because the thing that made me pay attention to you the most was when you had that Pac tattoo, the 50 niggas on you. And I was like, man, that shit go hard, man. So, that pretty much, gave me the green light to to respect you. You know what I'm saying? Because, anybody with that tattoo, bro, they 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 real, you know what I'm saying? And because when you follow Pac, man, you can't be no fuck nigga or no do no fuck shit when you idolize Pac. You know what I'm saying? And I really just admire just what like he stood for. He stood for just standing on your own and meaning what you say. And a lot of people doesn't stand on what they say. A lot of people be gimmicks out here, man. And I always try to move with integrity and stuff and just for you to have that on your was it is it like on your arm or your bicep?
it's right here. But
Yeah.
what a lot of people don't know, bro. Like I have a lot of the same tattoos that Pac got, and I'm not a. I'm. Let me clarify this. Like, yes, I'm a Pac fan, but what I feel for Tupac is different than the average fanatic or the average fan, or you know what I'm saying. Like I always tell people, if it wasn't for Tupac, I wouldn't have made it through when I was in the streets. And I'm gonna tell
Hmm.
you why. Because Tupac, if you get past all of the rah rah and him being angry, he he give you messages.
Hmm.
People don't receive messages through music sometimes because the beat be rocking and you in the zone. But like I actually listen. You know, Tupac, I felt like when I was listening to his music when I was in the streets, he was actually talking to me. He was telling me how to move this way and how to do this, be military minded. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like I have the same outlaw immortal tattoo on my arm right here. You know, the operating under thug laws as a warrior. You know, it's just so when I listen to Pac, I get something different than the average person get from Tupac. You feel me? So yeah, Pac helped me through them times, man. Just even dear mama, I was going through things with my mama, and and just really being out there and living that life. So yeah, Pac helped me through. Like I said, if it wasn't for Pac, man, I don't know. It sounds cliche, it sounds funny, but if it wasn't for Pac, I don't know if I would have made it through some things. Even how I stack up money. Tupac used to do things like he'll write a certain amount of money he needs to make and put it over his bed, and he wouldn't sleep in his bed until he made that amount of money. That's how I was moving. I was doing the same thing. If I needed to make a couple bands real quick, I'm not sleeping in my bed until I make a couple bands real quick. So it's just he taught me so much, man. And like I said, that Pac hit different when you receive it different. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, no doubt, bro. And Pac was the one who saved me, like from really self-destructing, because I was just in my bed, the first night of knowing my brother's passing. I was in the bed just on stuck, man. I was pretty much on autopilot, and Pac was our guy. He the person that put me on the Pac, and when he died, the song "Smile" by Scarface came on Pandora, and I heard the song before, but I never really listened to it, to the message, and I felt like my brother sent me that because he saw I was just like messed up and I was out of it and everything like that. So that really gave me the confirmation that he was still here and that he would be watching me. And since then, I've been a Pac fan. People would say I'm a Pac stan, but I don't give a fuck about that. But it's just when it comes to certain artists, man, there's icons and there's entertainers, but icons, people that you can just, listen to their music and they will, comfort you. And a lot of artists doesn't have that ability to comfort the small people like us who's pretty much like unsigned or just regular people. But man, just ever since then, man, I couldn't, put the Pac down, bro. It just every day it's a Pac day, to me. But I just always just admired, people who just care about people, man, and who really wants to help people, no matter if they made out the trenches and stuff like that, and made something on themselves. They never forgot about the little people, and a lot of people forget about the little people,
I
and
think
it's
I think a lot of that stems from confidence, bro, because a lot of people don't want to help people because they're not confident in themselves. And what I mean is a lot of people won't help you become better because they feel like they can't get better. You know,
mm-hmm.
I think genuine people gonna help you with no expectations of nothing in return, and they gonna help you regardless how they situation play out. You know, like I'm the kind of person. It's a lot of people who do podcasts. I do podcasts, you know, but I'm confident in what I do. So it's nothing for me to help another person with their podcast or show support to their podcast or help promote their podcast because I'm confident in what I do. And that's just anything in life. I think that if you don't want to help people because you're afraid that you can't be where they're going to be, that's an issue, and that's an issue within itself. So I think a lot of it stems just from being confident and wanting to help people because you genuinely want to do it with nothing in return. But usually, it don't work out that way. It's a lot of insecurities in the game, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really, I would say it's really like a cutthroat business. It just, a lot of people, man, they just be very, um, I would say treacherous in a way, because like when I started this, bro, I really didn't follow anybody's blueprint. I already knew what I had to do. I already knew that if it was going to be a success, if it was going to be taken serious, I knew that, I couldn't just come on here and just talk. I had to have, certain people in motion. And so what I did was just, was like, okay, I know I'm gonna have to, you know, be fly. So I hit up everybody who I knew with a clothing line, and it was just like, yo, I wear your product on my show if I can bring you new clientele. And as far as sponsors and stuff like that, I got 3 sponsors now. I help promote their businesses and they food, catering, and makeup and whatever, because I believe in unity. And really, we always been about unity until certain things that took place in the society. So I just always believed in unity because you know everybody needs somebody. Everybody needs somebody to put them to the next level. And I really believe in that, bro. And in just 2.5 months, well, almost 3 months, no, 3 months. I've been doing this for 3 months, bro. And it's just amazing how the the word got out and the results of it. But I feel like I ain't done nothing. I feel like when it comes to certain things, man, I really want to, take this on a different pinnacle and a different pedestal, and just showing these young kids out here that they don't gotta be out here in these streets, trying to seek validation when you have a mind, you have a brain, and whatever idea that you have. Because this all came from just being at work one day and for 8 hours straight. When I said I was going to do this, I had nobody talk to me that entire day. I was isolated, just really thinking about this show, and everybody was like, dang, like he really thinking like something really, like he all right and stuff. So later that night I premiered my first episode. So that's what, like, oh, that's what you was doing when you was talking to us and being fake. But now it's just everybody beginning to see the the progress of it and the build up to it, man. And this has been such a rewarding experience because I was so stuck in depression for years, man. It was just so tough, bro. And now I have no regrets about what I had to go through, bro, because I felt like I had to go through that in order to get to this point, to be on center stage.
Absolutely. And then when you're in the process of building something great, and a lot of people might not see your vision, understand your vision, or even care about your vision.
Hmm.
When you in the process of building something great, there is going to be times where you have to isolate yourself and figure things out and take a minute away from everybody, sometimes family, social media, everybody, and you have to get right. Now, only the real friends and the real people who love you will understand it and they'll respect it, but also you got to be prepared for a lot of people when you're about to do something great. You are going to get a lot of people who call you fake, or a lot of people who think you're better, or a lot of people who who have insecurities of their own and can't do what you're doing. So again, they'll try to attack you. So sometimes it's good to separate yourself from the world, figure things out, and come back bigger and greater. But just know during that process, you are going to lose a lot of people, and you're going to gain a lot of people at the same time. Just about being strong minded and knowing how to push through it, because what happens sometimes when you're in the process of making your move and you're doing something great, people will try to guilt you and be like, oh, well, I'm in this situation, and they feel like you're obligated and responsible for how their life's turning out, and they want this from you and that from you. So, you just have to have a strong mind, have tunnel vision, and only surround yourself with people who want to genuinely see you win. And I say genuinely because there's a lot of people who want to see you win to get something from you.
Hmm.
We want
Yeah.
to see Will make $1 million, because soon as he do, I'm gonna be right there and I'm gonna have my hand out. And I'm
Hmm.
the type of person like, and anybody who know me or worked with me or done business with me, they will tell you this. And if they watching, they can jump on and vouch. I'm the kind of person, if I see you really grinding and you working, I've given studio time for free. I've shot music videos for free with nothing in return because I genuinely want to see people win when they grinding like that. I've done so much. I've edited videos for people for free with no expectations of nothing in return. So that's genuine. And that's what the kind of people I want you to surround yourself with. People who just want to see you win. They don't care if you get $1 zillion. They don't want nothing from you. They don't even want a shout out. They just want to see you win. So those are the people who you want to definitely surround yourself around because like I said, man, the world is so fake, people so fake. Don't know who you can trust, so yeah, definitely just keep your circle small. Keep your circle small, positive people, you'll be great, man.
Yeah, and I've been doing that, bro. And I realized with this responsibility because I treat it like a responsibility. I had to really change my lifestyle and really cut off just certain people that was detriment, um, de- detrimental. Yeah, detrimental to my growth because they still the same. They still doing the same old stuff, and I had to distance myself because now you can't come around me unless you on some positive stuff, or if you're trying to you know start a business or formulate an idea. We can't waste any more time. We can't be goofing off, shall I say. But I really have treated this like, I'm the only one that can represent this brand. And this is a brand that really, that I feel like I owe not only to just me, but just the ancestors who, partaked in that rebellion. Because a lot of people just forget about, history and stuff like that. So I took something historical and made it relevant again. And it rattles a lot of failures and this and that. But I feel like, somebody has to pay homage. And I'm paying homage to the ones who, fought for the independence and who have, paved the way for us to have these opportunities.
Yeah. But you know what it is, bro? And I learned this from Tupac. People fear what they don't understand.
Hmm.
So, when you do something like that and people give you backlash, it's because they don't understand it. Because they fear
Hmm.
it. That comes from ignorance, that comes from lack of education, that comes from, like I said, fear of understanding. So, you know, when you do things like that, you really can't expect people to see your vision or respect your vision. So that's natural almost with anything. Just people fear in general what they don't understand. And it goes back to insecurities. It comes when people don't understand something and they insecure about it, they hate on it or they turn away from it. Like Jay-Z said something. He said, like if you wanted to start a business, and you should do this. You should actually do this. You should go to somebody and be like, "Yo, I want to start a business." Just say some random stuff like, "I want to start a business at the hospital. I want to own a hospital. I'm finna
Hmm.
start saving my money to invest in the hospital." If that friend who you tell that to tell you, "Man, you crazy. Why you gonna do that?" That's not somebody you want to be around. If you tell somebody you starting a hospital business and you finna build a hospital and they be like, "Oh, for real? Well, tell me more about it. What can I do to help?" That's who you want to be around. And the people who you tell these big ideas to and they shoot them down is because they fear that they can't do that.
Hmm.
You why shoot down my idea because you think that's too big for you? Why try to make me think that I can't do it because you can't do it? So those are the like I said, that those are the people who not insecure. I mean, who secure with themselves, and they try to make you feel the same way. Like they say, misery Misery loves company, So yeah, just like I said, you just got to be around people who want to see you successful, and when you tell them things like you bringing something from the past and making it relevant again, even if they don't understand it, they'll say, "Teach me more, tell me more." So those are the kind of people you have to be around. And I can't stress it enough, man. That goes for friends. I don't care if you know them since the sandbox, family members, whoever. If people don't understand or want to understand or support your vision, you have to cut them off, because in the end, that's detrimental to you. You know.
No doubt, bro. I'm really learning a lot about, business and marketing and networking, because a lot of people just think that this is just play, this is just something, but this is really a lot of work in the behind the scenes, and you can relate to this, and it really wasn't that hard to really start this, to be honest with you, like, because I always had it. I always knew how to talk to people. I always knew how to sell myself, and it's really about selling yourself. And then like the YouTube thing, I just got started on that, and my subscribers pretty much been growing. My airplay been growing, and just started like 2.5 weeks ago. I'm almost at 100 and stuff, because a lot of people have been liking the content and stuff. Because really, like the camera work and stuff like that, footage or whatever, that can always fix. But as long as I give you good content, I'm here to stay. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna watch, because I bring a whole lot of different variety to the show. It isn't just like about rappers or music. It's really about just everyday issues and everyday life. And and it's funny because I always get so many messages. So when I personally contact you and want you to be on my show, a lot of people are like, well, what's so special about me? And I don't think I can make any contribution to your show. But we all have a story, and I'll be fascinated with people's stories. And I feel like this is therapy for me, because it allowed me to get a different perspective. Because a lot of times, people just allow themselves to be down and out over something small. And then you listen to somebody who's been through something bigger or something life changing, or you felt like there was no coming back from. And then that's when the humbleness kicks off. You be like, dang, like, here I am stressing about something that's so small, like I can't, pay a bill or something like that. But this person, was shot. This person lost everything. Like, so that it just really, gives you like a humble spirit after that.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it's this so cool just talking to you like this, man, and seeing you just. I see a lot of growth in you, man. Like it make me sound like an
Thank you,
old head
dog.
man, but
I know, man. It's funny because, like, before this even started, I was really excited, man. I was telling my coworkers yesterday, I was like, man, I get to interview somebody that I idolize as a youth, man, and he coming to my show and stuff like that. Everybody was like, man, like, you just really happy, ain't you? I'm like, man, y'all don't understand, like, because you was like one of the best rappers that I
yeah,
knew.
man. I look. The reason why I feel like this is so big, I mean, because like I said, I remember before all of this manifests with you, and I damn sure I'm not even supposed to be here right now. I'm supposed to be in jail or dead. I know that sounds messed up to say, but like that's 150% truth. You know what I'm saying? So just for me to even be here and then you being here and we able to talk about things that we got going on and just the growth in each other as black men in general, just like it's amazing for me to see because if you would have asked me back when you was around and I was in the streets and running, bro, I wouldn't have foresaw all of this. You could have asked me back then, where do I see myself 10 years from now? I'm be like, I would have been like happy to be alive. We was getting shot at bro. It was crazy back then. So just for me to be sitting here right now and being a dad and able to do and live out what I want, my vision, and be able to just be successful at what I'm doing, and then seeing you grow and not get caught up in all the bullshit that you was around, and that's like amazing to see, bro. Because there's a lot of people who I came in this game with that's not here no more, rather whether dead or in jail. You know what I'm saying? And these is people who, like, I used to have a circle of guys who I was around. It was 8 of them. There's only 2 of us alive now. So like I said, it's just amazing to be able to talk to you now after all these years and see you got your head on right and you ain't get caught up in no bunch of bull. So yeah, bro, that's big to me. That's why I respect what you're doing.
Thank you, man. And it's funny because so many people don't know how I used to be, and it just when I look at certain things, like even old pictures and stuff like that, and it don't be like I'm disgusted or be despicable about it. It's just like wow, like I have made such a huge transition into a man, and that's something that I always wanted because when you grew up without a father and shit, man, it's like you've been waiting for where you stand on this planet. Your identity, your what can you do for the culture or for the society, and I'm grateful for what I had to endure, man, and for me to um have to go through a lot of pain, but that pain really turned into peace, and that's why I'm happy when people come on my show and they tell me their stories and stuff like that, and it just allowed me to just really minister to them. And you don't have to be in church to be ministering to people. And I'm just grateful, bro, because everybody needs to get their message across or get their name out there. And just the reviews that I'm getting, just the people that's um, told me that they watch me every week and they saw some of my episodes and they had applied what I talk about or what my guests talk about, and that made them, really begin to um, examine their lives and stuff. So I'm really happy that I'm making people, think about not just negativity but the possibilities, of what can happen if you don't give up on yourself. Because I was done, bro. I didn't want to be here no more. I was just like, you know what? I can't live up to, being my mama's only son. I couldn't do it. I was just like, I don't even know where to start. My sister always been the only girl, so it was like she really didn't have like the full effect and everything because she always been good, she always been tough and stuff. But I was just like kind of lost. Like, okay, it's always been me, my brother, and my sister. So me being like the youngest, I was chilling. I was cool with playing my position. But that's like um when you vice president, and then that president gets assassinated. Cause you thought for 4 years you gonna chill. You gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna get this easy check. Go to Camp David and show up to do interviews sometimes. But when a president gets assassinated and you gotta be president now, you be like, oh shit.
Right.
You like, oh man, I wasn't ready for this. I thought I was just gonna be the running mate, it just be chill and get my check. But that's how I looked at it. That it was just so much pressure on me. Even though it wasn't like they put pressure on me, but it was just like I had to answer the call.
Yeah,
Many are called and chosen are few.
when you get taken out of your normal habitat, when you get taken out of your little circle that you're used to being in and you comfortable in, yeah, it causes some anxiety. It's fear. You cannot live up to what you know what I'm saying. So yeah, that's natural. But like they say, God's favorites have the hardest time. So you have to look at it like, and it goes back to being positive. You have to just, no matter what situation you in or you about to go in, you just have to always have a positive outlook. And you know what I'm saying? Like that's why like I did music. I used to write poetry too. And I used to just be able to express myself and not doing the music just to get my message out and to help you vent. And and when you have people who like what you're doing, like even on the music tip, people like what you're doing and they receiving your message, and your message, not even knowing the message that you put out just helps somebody. And then when they hit you up and be like, yo, what you said, man, that really helped me through, it helps you even more. Be like, man, my message is helping somebody and that make me feel good and that help with my confidence. And you know what I'm saying? And that goes back to like with your show, like what you were saying, people need an outlet. And even though they may feel like, what can I bring to the 1804 show? They just talking and giving their story is helping someone more than they really even know. And that's why like these platforms are so necessary for quote unquote regular people, because sometimes regular people feel like, I'm not a celebrity, I'm not an artist, I don't do music or nothing. What can I do to help? They start having insecurities in themselves. Just them talking to you alone is helping somebody, and that'll help them. Once they realize they're helping somebody, just telling their regular story, it helps them, and they be like, "Oh, I feel good about myself. I didn't know my simple story can actually help somebody." You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot with these shows and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That that a lot of people need. A lot of people need. Everybody need outlets. Even the regular people. So
Right. And I wanted to ask you, about, what made you go from being in the streets to what you're doing now, and then with your show, and how long did that take to launch, and how long did it, really take you to be like, okay, this is what I was born to do?
well, music was something that was always in my blood just from the start. Just being a fan of it. Before I even
Hmm.
knew what rap was, I was listening to blues music. I came up in a music household, so music just always been a part of me. But when I really knew I wanted to do it, maybe I was about like 13, something like that, and 14, I was just like, okay, I really want to do music, but my situation, growing up struggling, then I was really in the streets. Like, I really got in the streets about 15 years old when we was really out there. So music always was in me, and I always had this thinking like, yo, this has got to be my way out. This has got to be my way out. I was selling dope to pay for studio time. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I was. I mean, yes, I was hustling to eat and buy clothes and stuff, but I never been one of those drug dealers who wanted to live the drug dealer lifestyle. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like, I wanted to stack my money up. Like I may not have the freshest. I could have been buying cars with rims, jewelry, all of that. I didn't want that lifestyle. I was just like, I had to do this, but I knew me doing this was for a better purpose, kind of like just using it as a stepping stone. Because there's a lot of people who was out there selling dope, and if you would have asked them where do they see themselves 10 years from now, they'd be like the biggest drug dealer out. I'm gonna have the keys. I'm gonna have the coke on the boat, and I'm just like, yo, when people like I had to get away from those kind of people. So I was stacking my money. I was walking around bummy, but I had money, but it was for today's vision that I have now. You know what I'm saying? So it was just after I felt like I reached a certain amount of money, and then I was doing real good. I was still in the streets, but I was trying to do music. And you know, when you in the streets and doing music, you can't do both.
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible to do both because you either ending up in jail or you dead. So after my first son was born, that day he was born, I took the last little piece of drugs I had and I flushed it. And I said, okay, he's born. I want to do music. You only going to get back what you put in. So I need to put in 100% with this music, and I have a son. So from that moment, that's when I really started giving rap 100%. Even though music was my outlook, that was my scapegoat. I knew I wanted to do it. Once my son was born, I was like, I have to do it. It's no question about it. I'm not good at nothing else. I just know I know how to do music. So that's when I just left the streets alone, started 100% focusing on my music, and it was the best decision I've ever made because it was a peace. Like when I flushed the last little piece of drugs I had out, it was like a peace came over me. Like, you know, and then just having him, you start realizing like, man, money, yes, it helps a lot, but it's not everything when you living for money. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like, so I had a better purpose now. I had my music and I had my son. So after that, it was just like everything else was a snowball effect because I'm a strong-minded person. I'm a positive thinking person. So I just pretty much just had to just put everything into place and just let it snowball, and it turned into what it is. So, you know, it was a journey and it was a struggle at time. And I'm not gonna lie, it was times where you feel like, man, can I even do this? What do I need to do this? Uh, what is, you go through those questions. We're human,
Mm-hmm.
but when you start looking at the bigger picture and believing in yourself and having confidence in yourself, once you start doing that, you start investing in yourself, and like I said, it was the best decision. And I tell a lot of people, don't be afraid to invest in yourself. And when I tell people that, they feel like I'm talking about money and equipment and stuff like that. No, when you invest in yourself, just put that time into yourself. Put that time into yourself, educate yourself, learn, do research. Everything else will come after that. So that's what I did, man. Like I said, I just started really, really believing in myself and just started investing in myself, and then it just a snowball effect after that.
Yeah, because that really takes a lot of courage to leave a lifestyle that you, you comfortable with and accustomed to, and to try something different. Because a lot of parents, man, won't give up like just the club to
Right.
be a parent, and so
Exactly.
I can imagine. Um,
But the thing with me though, like I said, I didn't live that typical a drug dealer lifestyle because I've never drank or smoked in my life. I've never even tried it.
hmm
Like so, I wasn't out there partying, and I hated selling drugs. I hated selling drugs. My mom was on drugs, so I hated selling drugs with a passion. I just was like, this is what I got to do. Now, when I was selling drugs, like I started selling drugs like 14, 15, I would still try to get a job. You know what I'm saying? Like one of my first jobs was at McDonald's. That's where I met your sister.
hmm
And I was when I was still in the streets, I was still trying to work because again, I hated selling drugs. I didn't want to be looked at as that person. Some people be like excited, like, yo, I'm finna sell drugs. I'm finna do that. I ain't want to do it. It was embarrassing. Like I never wanted to be that person. It was just my circumstances because I was selling drugs at 14, 15. I couldn't get a job at 14, 15. Soon as I turned 16, 17, yeah, I went and got a job. But you go from getting a $500 paycheck every 2 weeks, I can make that in hour in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So, but instead of just still being in the streets full time, I still went and got a job. And a lot of my partners, they're like, why are you working? You ain't getting this money. What you doing? Because I don't wanna. I would rather work at McDonald's or whatever and let people think I do that and sell my drugs quietly on the side because I just didn't like that. That wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? I just did what I had to do. So I think that me making that transition into just leaving the streets alone, that was like easy because I didn't like it. Some people like it. Some people like that lifestyle, and that ain't me. Like I said, when it was 10 niggas on the corner over there and they was selling drugs, I'd be by myself on the next block by myself. You know what I'm saying? Just like I said, I didn't want everything that come with selling drugs. The
Mm-hmm.
reputation, the shootouts, the going to jail, the dying. I ain't want all of that. I just needed some money to get myself in position. So that's why it was so easy for me to flush the rest of my drugs. I could have sold them, but no, I'm just like it didn't. Me flushing them drugs opposed to selling them showed that I had more power over the drugs than they had over me. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna keep controlling my life. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, me flushing it. Well, that was more of the reason for doing that, and it was easy. It was the best thing ever. And anybody who watching this, if you selling drugs, don't be afraid to leave that shit alone. You got more power than that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's so deep, bro. And and it's just a lot of our, you know, just black men, period, bro. I never knew what was the fuss about that. Cause certain people just will, act like that they such a kingpin when they selling nickel bags and they be fascinated with just like the small stuff. But I feel like, a kingpin is somebody who take care of his family, who take care of his responsibilities, that keep the bills paid, that make people happy, that is trying to break a cycle, because we don't have no control over our childhood, but we have control of when we become teenagers or when we become adults. And so that's the only time we can control our circumstances. And I really just after um, we kind of like, went our separate ways and everything like that, I was fortunate to go to Job Corps, man, and I finished the program and I've been working at my job ever since. And it just really has opened up a lot of doors for me because I wasn't good at work ethic. I didn't really understand the concept of that because, I was spoiled. I could get anything that I wanted, plus needed, but I was pretty much didn't know the value of a dollar. I didn't know about credit like that. I didn't know about savings and 401ks, and I wasn't educated on that type of stuff. So when I began to work, I began to have a lot of doors open up for me and just really began to go through the process. And it was one of the best decisions I made, bro. Like, because a lot of people get caught up in things that they can't get out of. And I was happy that I made it and that I was able to show, my nieces and my new nephew, man, that this is who you should, admire. For the girls, this is the man that you need to, try to be with. And for my nephew, this is the man that you need to be. But you're going to be your own person. But this is an example of what to do, you know, because I just apply just that hustle mentality, bro. That never say die attitude. Because this really has really been my fresh air. And be days where like I'll be dead tired, working 12s and 8s and 9s at the job. But I realize that people depend on me, and just, with these interviews and stuff like that, it's just really been like a blessing, man. And just the notoriety, the publicity that I've been receiving, and just people like you that I know, who pretty much see me as a kid, man, and because we don't really get the chance to rehash or go back to certain people when we was kids and be able to talk to them as men
Right.
like that. So this is an episode that I'm gonna hold dear to me, man.
Yeah, and you know what, man, even with your nieces and nephew and all that, just and I do it with my kids as well, we always want the best, right? We always want the best for them. We want them to be doctors and lawyers and don't be. But one thing about me, and I do it in my music, and when I'm talking to my kids, I'm like super blunt and honest. I give them the good, the bad, and the ugly of every situation, and I
Hmm.
think that's what makes them respect me more because if your kids look up to you, and let's just say you're a lawyer and you're successful and you have a nice house, that's what they look up to, right? But
Hmm.
the reality of it is, what did you have to do to get here? So, like with my kids, I tell my son all the time, he's 15, he'll be 16 this year. I tell him all the time, I'll be like, if you decide to sell drugs, of course, me as a dad, I don't want that. But
Hmm.
reality is, kids are going to grow up and make their own decisions and make mistakes and all of that. So what I taught my son, I tell him, I'm like, look, you want to sell drugs? All right, he don't. Let me clarify that. He's a great kid. I keep him far away from anything like that. So, but I let him know, like, okay, three things are definite selling drugs. You're gonna make a lot of money. You are going to go to jail at some point, and if you and if you're lucky, you might not get killed. But those three things come with it: money, jail, and death.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna say a lot of parents tell their kids, don't do this, don't do this, don't do that, but they never give them the why. They just say don't. And we all know when you tell a kid don't do something, they more than likely gonna do it. So I can look myself in the mirror. If my son decided to go out and start selling drugs now, I would I would be able to look myself in the mirror because he knew everything that come with it. He knew
Right.
that he was gonna end up with people trying to rob him or him going to jail or him getting out. He knew that. But when you don't tell a kid nothing but just don't do it, and that goes back to what I was saying about being a doctor or a lawyer. A kid might see you successful. They didn't know you had to pick up bottles for a year to help pay for every, school to go to lawyer school, late nights, 20 hours in the office reading books and so people just they see the end result of the success. They don't know the groundwork that it took to get there. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why it's so important to share your story or me share my story because people need to know the end result is the easy part. Being able
Yeah.
to have my own studio and my own facility and things that I want, that's the easy part because now you're just living. But what it took to get here is what they really need to see. So every chance you get on this platform, you tell your story. You tell your story till you can't tell it no more. You tell it so they know that it's not impossible to get to this point. Because somebody might see where you at and be like, man, I wish I could do this. And they're going through what you went through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you tell your story and they be like, oh, I'm going through the same thing. He went through it, but look where he at now. There's hope for me. I think a lot of people need to come on these platforms and tell their stories. And these kids know what they in for. People don't never tell people the struggle they went through and how hard it was and late nights and no, they need to know everything. So while they going through those same things you went through, they feel like there's hope for me. I can do it. Will went through the same thing. Will lost a brother. I lost a brother too. Okay, so you know what I'm saying? Like we need people we can relate to. We need people who we can relate to, and that's why, like I said, bro, on your show, that's why I like you bringing on everybody, not just musicians, not just you bringing on everybody, because we all got a story, and like I was saying earlier, that story can help somebody, even if we don't even know it. that story, you telling your story just helps somebody. Me telling my story right now on your platform probably helped somebody at some point. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's so important to do this, bro.
Yeah, I agree, bro, and that's all I ever wanted to do. I never been a selfish person. I feel like if I would have kept that to myself, if I would have just, went no contact, it just been just thinking about me, I don't know if I could have lived for myself. So that's why I just really give people full details because everyone expects so much from me. But hey, I've been traumatized, I've been betrayed, I've been hurt, I've been damaged and all that other stuff. But try to really understand that I'm still a young cat out here. I just turned 33 years old. But if anything, I'm just pretty much working towards, a common goal. And the common goal is to show people like, you can't quit, you can't give up. And life is go be harder than anything like a punch to the face. Life is harder than that.
Hmm.
And it's something like about um, throwing punches. It doesn't matter how many you throw. It's all about where you throw them. That's what always one, made boxers champions is how they, because the body shots is as effective than the face shots. So I'm throwing whatever, but I'm just really going to just, allow people to, make me be, become the best that I could be. Because at the end of the day, it's just all about, feeding each other, bro, so we can grow, and I'm just trying to be that light and at that people's dark tunnels and stuff like that, man, and just really try to be the meteorologist, and change their forecast and let them know like, look at me, I made it. I'm became um, somewhat of a public figure, but I'm just showing people that all heroes don't have to wear capes.
Yes, sir. That's facts. You know, that's facts. That's why, like in my music, man, I know that I help a lot of people. You know, like I said, like Tupac helped me. You know, I'm just, he passed the torch and he helped me. So when I do music, like when you listen to a lot of my music, there's always some kind of message in it.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's always some kind of message in my music because what are you doing it for? Our job is to be placed here on earth, kind of like a prophecy. Like we all here could be on earth to reach one, teach one type of thing. It's just like, what are you here for if you're not going to help the next person, especially if you get in position. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to. It's kind of like the paying it forward. Prime example. Pop helped me through. I'm gonna help somebody else through, and that person who I help, they help. So like me doing music is so therapeutic because I mean, one, I love to do it, but two, I know that I'm not just an ignorant rapper, and like I actually have a message and content that can potentially, even if I'm talking some street stuff, it's still a message in it. It's a way. If you listen to the music, it's a way to get out of it, or if you're in this kind of situation, there's ways to get out of it. So that's what I use these platforms for: music and the podcast and you know, all my other channels and stuff is to help people. One of my most successful channels on YouTube is my tutorial channel. I just like helping people. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's about, man. I love helping people, and it's its own reward when you help people. And I don't I do it because it's just like I said, my own reward. I don't never post on Facebook what I've done for people. Usually my issue with people is always never what I've done for them, it's what I don't do for them. But it's because that's when people start feeling like you're obligated to do something. That's what I don't like. Is when people start thinking you're obligated, you know. But for the most part, man, I do so much for people, and it makes me feel good, and just being able to help people is its own reward. So that's what I'm on.
That's what's up, bro. And I can't wait to come on your platform, man, because I'm bringing that heat.
I got some shit for you. Oh yeah, listen. When you come on my show, by the end of that episode, watch how many people gonna hit you up. I guarantee you, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because see, it's funny me talking to you. Like I ain't even here as an artist right now. I'm just like big homie. I just wanted to talk to you,
Yeah.
but I got so many questions that I almost slipped up and wanted to ask you on here. But I'm like, yo, okay, I'm getting interviewed. So let me chill. But when I get the opportunity to interview you, I got so many questions that I want to ask you. And I could have hit you up directly on some personal and just, but no, I want the world to see this or whatever. And the questions that I'm gonna have for you, I don't know. I can't really get into it. But bro, when you come on
No, you don't
Ron,
got to, bro.
when you come on Ron PTV, and that's one thing about my show. Me doing Ron PTV, it's an outlet for people because I love to show personality. Even when artists come on there, it's not all about promoting their music or a dancer. It's not about promoting what you got. It's more of showing your personality.
Hmm.
People know personality. People may hate my music, but they love the person I am, so they support me.
Yeah.
Because they see my personality. So when you come on the show, I just think that yeah, it's going down, bro. It's going it's going
Man,
down.
I can't wait, bro. And you would be my first collab, man. And I will make sure I turn it up, bro, because I gotta be professional on my show, but when I come to
Yeah,
your
let me
show,
let
bro,
me
it's
hurry
gonna
up
be fun.
let, let me hurry up and get that interview before I gotta contact your secretary, and then I gotta wait 6 months to get a clearance. So yeah, let me get that exclusive. You know what I'm saying? Because I already see you going places, and like 50 Cent said, man. If you notice, I always make reference to rappers because that's what I'm saying. They help me. But 50 Cent
Yeah.
said consistency is the key to success. So, you know, with that being said, as long as you stay consistent, bro, and keep putting out good content and stay genuine and never, sell your soul and have your integrity, you're gonna be great. It's just staying consistent. That's it. And I see a lot of people who have talent, they have the ability, they're just not consistent. And that's their only downfall. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, long as you stay consistent, you good. You know what I'm saying? Even if people don't like your show, they will
Hmm.
have to respect the consistency and that you're really doing this and you putting your all into it. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of those what's understood don't have to be explained things. They either gonna get tired of seeing Will everywhere or they gonna love seeing Will everywhere. But you
Yeah. Um, what I was saying to you, bro, was let's try to do it 2 weeks from now.
yes, sir. Say less. Say
Yeah.
less.
Yeah, I'm ready, man. We can get deep, we can be comedic, and we can be, just ourselves, man. But it's gonna be so fun, bro. I cannot wait.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing I tell a lot of people when they come on my show, a lot of people ask me like, well, what questions are you gonna ask? And one thing about any episode I've ever did, I don't do scripted conversations. I don't believe in it. I don't feel it's genuine. So all I can tell you is when you come on the show, it's the same thing I tell all my other guests, just be yourself. I won't
Oh yeah.
accept anything else. Don't feel like you have to cater to the audience and be this way. No, because then that's when I kick people off the show because I'm like, you not being you.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So when you come on the show, just be you. And yeah, the questions that I'm gonna ask you are definitely gonna be a good episode.
Okay, man. Shoot, I'm gonna make sure I send you a picture to promote it, cause it's going down, man. And just thank you for the opportunity, bro. Cause I always try to make sure that I bring people on here that meant a lot to me. I don't just bring suckers on here, and I don't promote no personal vendettas or nothing like that. Like if you got anything to say, don't bring that on my shit. Don't dirty up my platform to try to get your message across. And I'm just speaking in general because it's just a lot of people, man. They just have their own interior motives and stuff. So I'm just really trying to keep this show with some integrity. If and if all else fails, but yeah, I can't wait to come on your show, man, and really, see what you do and stuff like that, and be a student. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still open to learn. I don't. It's funny because everybody was like, you know, I'm following your platform, and I'm like, I really don't have a platform, or well, not a platform, but like a following your movement or your strategy and this and that. I'm like, I really don't have a strategy. Just I'm a natural, but if anything, like if I can, teach somebody something or just learn from somebody, I'm good, man. I'm not that arrogant to say that I'm know it all because I don't. I'm a student like everybody else. So
Yeah, yeah. It's all about being humble at the end of the day, being humble, appreciative, and just trying to, better ourselves. That's all it's about. That's all you can do. You know?
yeah, bro. And so how about you tell everybody what you got coming up and what can we expect from your platform and where to find you?
Uh, well, first I got a new project I'm about to drop called Salute the Real. Uh, we don't have a release date for it yet, but it should be out, in a few months. I'm not 100% sure, but it will be out this year. I say that. But yeah, so that's my next project part on the music that I'm dropping. I drop music frequently. I'm on every platform, iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, Pandora, my music streams everywhere. But as far as the actual body of work, that's gonna be coming out real soon. Salute the Real. Then
Hmm.
I got with my show Ron PTV, we constantly growing and becoming better, and you know we trying to get some investors behind the show to actually take it to another level right now. You know what I'm saying? But Ron PTV is Ron PTV. We working, consistent. That's what it's about. Then I'm doing a lot of giveaways too, bro.
Hmm.
A lot of giveaways, just that again, that's just me giving back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm giving away because when I was younger, I always wanted to get in the studio, but studios used to cost an arm and a leg. People didn't care that I had a passion. People didn't care that this music could save me. People didn't care that, I worked my ass off and I really want to be an artist. They just still charge me so much money. So I know what it's like to not have a studio or whatever. So I'm giving away, like I giving away microphones, speakers, all the stuff to help people start their own recording studio. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we into right now, just giving back to anybody who, need help starting. I don't want them to have to go through, what I'm saying, what I was going through when I needed a studio, so that's
Right.
that's that's really what I'm focused on right now, just the giveaways and giving back to people who can't, you know, get 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 their hands on things right now because studio equipment can get pricey, you
Yeah.
know. So I'm just like, well, since I'm in a position, I want to help, again. So I'm giving away. Look, matter of fact, I'm giving away a bunch of these, bro. Everything is new, microphone, all the cords, all of that stuff, and it's just, Yeah, it's like I got a bunch of these, and it's just like I said, it goes back to saying like this is my own personal, like it's my own reward to myself, giving back to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to go buy all of this stuff to give away. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? So,
Hmm.
and I'm not. This isn't a tax write-off. I'm not writing this off as a tax write-off. This is just me, just wanting to help. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah,
Yeah, that's good, man.
yeah, that's what I'm focused on right now, man. But yeah, the music is. I'm consistent with the music. I drop a lot of music. I drop songs like every 2 weeks. On all the social media platforms. I just don't promote it on Facebook because Facebook don't pay me. But
Right. Right
but
on.
definitely consistent with my streams and stuff. So anybody want to check out some Ron P music, I'm on every platform. I have multiple projects out, and I'll be dropping my new one soon. Hopefully, it'll be dropping in a few months. So
Oh, I got you, bro. I'm gonna make sure that I promote your not only your platform but your music as well, and show people where to find you, and make sure that this episode get on YouTube and
you going to YouTube?
oh, no doubt, yeah.
Oh shit!
Shoot, let me know, man. I can like I can send you like the footage, and you can upload it on yours, bro. And
No, no. What
like,
you can do is no. I ain't gonna do that. But I'm gonna share the video and promote it. But what I want to do is just send me the link. I don't think I have your YouTube name. So
oh,
send me
it's
the.
oh,
I
it's
might I
that.
might have subscribed. I might have subscribed now. Hold on, I'm not sure. But if not, just send me the link or whatever so I can subscribe and all of that.
Oh, I got you, bro. Shoot, no doubt, man. I got you, bro.
I'm gonna
And
when you get here, I'm gonna show you some tricks, some tips and some tricks to help you with this YouTube thing. If you're doing this YouTube or whatever, I'm gonna show you some tips and 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 some little marketing things. That's what a lot of people also don't know about me is like I'm a marketing. I ain't gonna say genius, but I spent a lot of time. I actually took like 6 months away from music just to learn about marketing. I
uh-huh.
wasn't recording or nothing. I just was learning marketing and promoting and where to put my marketing money and where's the best place to market and knowing your audience and things like that. So yeah, I could show you some things when we link up, bro.
Oh, no doubt, man. I'm ready, bro.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
ready, man. And so 2 weeks from now, I'm coming to Ron P. Ron TV.
Yep, yep. I'm gonna
I
call.
can't
I'm gonna
wait,
call your
man.
assistant. I'm gonna have my people call your people, and then we
Hmm.
can set it up.
Man, this is a dream come true, bro. I'm really happy, bro. I'm really happy.
I appreciate you having me on the show, bro. I'm proud. Like I told you before, man, I'm proud of you. And I say that like I owe you nothing to tell you that. You know what I'm saying? So like I really mean that because I see you and me. I was young and we came from the same city and you know you know how easy it is to get caught up in bullshit. So, when
Hmm.
I say proud of you, it's because anybody who got away from that and didn't get caught up in that and can be here today and doing something positive, I gotta respect it and I'm proud of it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said, bro, people may not like you, may not like your show, but you gotta respect it. You gotta
Hmm.
respect, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro, and I can't wait to. I'm gonna have you back too. To
And I'll be a regular on here, bro. Shoot.
oh man, shoot, it's on then, bro. Like for real, I just really always just wanted to like impress you, bro. Like now, it's just amazing knowing that we sat here and we spoke, we conversed, and we're new people now. Compared to how it was back in the day. Back in the day, I felt like I wasn't worthy to have a conversation with you because I was just a young nigga and shit. But now, we both men, we both businessmen, excuse me, businessman, and we just reflecting. So
Yeah.
I
But
can't,
see,
like I said.
if you would have tried to have a conversation with me about something back then, of course I would have talked to you, but I wouldn't have had that same train of mind. Because
Mm-hmm.
when you was around, or you know what I'm saying, your sister was around and all that, like when y'all leave, I'm in the street. Like every time you probably saw me, I was probably strapped, and my mind was on some, you know what I'm saying? Like I was not. I put it like this: even though I've always had a positive outlook, I don't think that I could have given a message that would have helped you at that time.
Yeah.
Because for one, the worst thing a person can do is be a hypocrite and talk to you. It's like that old head who smoking a cigarette, coughing in your face, being like, "Boy, don't smoke." Like, like get out of my face. You know what I'm saying? So me trying to, talk to anybody at that time or trying to, help anybody, I was struggling with my own situations and I couldn't have said nothing that would have been beneficial. Like I couldn't have tell you, yo, Will, man, don't get involved in these streets. And that's what I was in at that time. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so don't be around these kind of people. Those are the people I was around. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how that message would have gotten, how you would have received that message, because I would have been a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have, and I don't think that that would have resonated with you, me telling you something, but me doing something different. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad, like, so now when, I have these conversations with you or anybody else, you know, and they knew my background and know where I'm from, I think it'll hit different. Like they'll understand it and receive it better because they're like, okay, he was on that shit. Now look what he's doing. Let me take those same steps that he took because they saw the beginning to now. But if you in the middle of that stuff, there ain't nothing, I wouldn't have, I'd have been a horrible mentor. Even if my heart was genuine, it just you probably would have received it different because I'm doing something different,
Yeah.
So
And trust me, man, I really loved the turnaround. Just with pictures of when you with your family, bro. That's where I'm trying to get. That's the next step for me is to find somebody who loves me for me and to create like a good bloodline, bro. Because everybody always asks me like, why you don't have kids and this and that. It's not because I don't want to have kids. It's the way I was raised and the way that I was brought up. I didn't want to repeat the cycle. I didn't want to do that to my kids. I love my kids so much that they don't even exist yet, but I already love them, even though they don't exist. Um,
that's
I
real.
just always just admire that about myself that I didn't just go have a whole bunch of kids just to, you know, be called somebody baby daddy. I want to be somebody's father. I want to be, when I find the woman of my dreams, I want to be her husband. I'd rather be a husband first to be a father.
Yeah, being a parent, I have 4 kids. I have 2 boys, 2 girls,
Hmm.
and it's like it sounds corny, but it's the best feeling in the world because one thing about kids is you have the power to do it right this time. Like whatever you went through growing up, and then, a lot of us didn't grow up with dads and was taught the right way. We had to learn from our big homies and things like that. So when you have kids, you get a chance to break that cycle. You get a chance to actually show them the right way, and
Hmm.
hopefully they break the cycle to the point where now we all growing up right and we growing up with people instilling like real positive values into us, so that's one thing about me having kids is so dope because I get to watch my kids grow up and not go through what I went through. I get to watch them and teach them things to look out for and be respectful and like we so big on respect in my household. To this day, bro, to this day, I'm still the same person. If I got my music loud, when I pull up to elderly couple, I turn my stuff all the way down. Some people who they just be rattling. and shaking the car next to him, I still, you know, I still turn my music all the way down when I pull up to an elderly couple or anybody, you know, for the most part. Like I still
Hmm.
have that. So that's what I instill in my kids, you know. You know, kids is amazing and they make you go harder. Like I told you, when I had my son, I left everything alone. You know, so that you know, kids is definitely a good thing. You know, it's a headache at times. I'm not gonna front.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like I couldn't imagine trading. And I got kids all ages. My oldest is 15. He'll be 16 this year. My daughter is 13. She'll actually be 13 this month. Then I have a
Hmm.
6 year old and a 2 year old.
Hmm.
So it's you know all them different ages, and then I'm so hands on with my kids. So like it's the best feeling. And then not to mention you know the little tax write off, a little get you a little tax break. You get you a little
No
tax break.
doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
Them little stimulus checks, the little stimulus checks, you know. But you know, those that you know, and it's fun, man. It's fun, like just watching them. The cool thing is like having them as a baby, and then like my son, he 15 now. He think he's cool. He's a gamer. He got personality, so you get to see like the growth in them. Like they really
Hmm.
sucking their thumb to uh I'm finna ride my bike to my friend's house, you know, and it's amazing to see, bro. But yeah, you know, only have kids when you're ready and have them with the right person, and you know, make sure you're in a position to take care of them because the worst thing you can do is bring a baby in this world and knowing good and well you're not ready, whether financially or mentally, you know. So just make sure when you do, you know, everything is 100% right.
Oh yeah, man. That's number one priority, bro. I just don't want for my kids to look at me like I looked at my dad and be like, you failed me. You know, this is where I come from. This is where I gotta, you know, I gotta change the narrative for this. You know, so but I'm on the right path, man, and I really have grown over the past 12 months, and I'm really happy of just how I um didn't give up on myself because everybody else gave up on me. I don't care about everybody else, but I'm just proud of the fact that I didn't allow certain things to to take me down. So, but yeah, bro, it was a pleasure having you on the show, and we gonna link up, and we gonna, you know, do your show, and I like I said, I just can't wait, man. I'm excited, bro, and it's I hope you know that my episode really stands out, and because I really want to talk about some things that I kept hitting for a while. So we gonna really do this.
Definitely, bro. And like I said, man, anything you ever need, you know, just holler at me, man. I'm gonna call away. I'm gonna inbox you my actual phone number because, you know, social media and Facebook and stuff like that. Sometimes I get the messages, sometimes I don't. So
Hmm.
yeah, I'm gonna give you my number and you hit me directly, man. You need anything, whether it's advice or just the ear or just, you know, whatever you need, anything to help with your platform, you know, let me know. You know, I'm here, bro.
All right, bro, and just want to say, man, thank you for coming on the show, and you have yourself a good rest of the day, and all that, bro.
All right, man. Peace and love, bro.
Likewise, fam.
All
Deuce.
right, I'm here with you.